Sitting here again talking about the same things.
Good evening and welcome back to the brand new, still steaming hot, out of the oven FBS report. My name is Red, and to my left is no one. That's right. I bought Squid Tart's YouTube channel. It's all me now. That's right. He took it for about $20 and a beer. That was all I needed to do to take over his very popular, way more popular than mine YouTube channel. I'm just kidding. He's on vacation tonight. He might pop in for a bit. Just saying. For those of you that don't want to see me, he might pop in for a bit. Anyway, yeah, but I did take over his channel for the next hour. So those of you watching on Squid Tart's channel, welcome. Don't go anywhere. Don't fret. I didn't hack the software. He gave me the password to his YouTube account. So we're all good. So quick, before we get any further, I do want to do a couple of things. First off, since I'm going to be doing this show with just me, myself, and I tonight, I figured I'd bring you guys onto the stage with me. So we'll do the beta thing with the show in the comments. And also, I'm going to go ahead and shout out our Patreon members. So let me get the damn thing to open up this fucking piece of shit. There we go. Real quick, to the members of Tardaria, Tyler Heller, Jolene Orangey, Rainman998899EVX, Young Man Corner, SECFT, Mantis Toboggan, Not JFKH, DSJFH, JDSLHF, SDF, my God, Ashton Wilcox, Milton Butler, That Guy, Molnar, SIF's Armchair Sports Rants, Andrew Barber, Sven Kurtzberg, Justin Ziegler, JS, Viper Technician, Brooklyn Polk, Sound FX09, Gaza Midori, Zach Niederhauser, Gamma is Cool, Gus Garvey, Justin Boatwright, and Amador Gonzalez. And a quick thank you to the Red Army Patreon members. Let me get the damn thing to click through. There we go. Our captains, Malik Freeman, Champ Gold, and Brooklyn Polk. Hey, Brooklyn, I completely forgot. You're on both of our Patreons now. Thank you so much for your support. And then Sergeant-wise, we got Jonathan Peck, TJ Stanley, Adonis Mansion Shaw, Anthony Brown, Edgar Carter, Cameron Smith, Roger Hughes, and No Edom on Sandwiches. Also, if you want to support us on our Fourth Wall merchandise shops, go to squidtard-shop.fourthwall.com and for Red's merch, myself, red5478-shop.fourthwall.com. We got a fun show in store tonight, honestly. Some shit happened. Some things and shit happened today. It is honestly going to be a good show, honestly, because the goddamn AP poll dropped, and oh dear Lord, we gotta talk about this bitch. Look at this shit. Look at this fucking shit. My God. All right. So we'll just go in order here, 1 through 25. Number 1, Texas. Number 2, Penn State. 3, Ohio State. 4, Clemson. 5, Georgia. You got Notre Dame, Oregon, Alabama, LSU, Miami. Arizona State, Illinois, South Carolina, Michigan, Florida, SMU, Kansas State, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Indiana, Ole Miss, Iowa State, Texas Tech, Tennessee, Boise State, no fucking Iowa, says the Squid. No Iowa. He is on vacation, but he is watching. He is with us in spirit. Hello, Squid. I promised you I wouldn't ruin your channel, but I can't promise ships it beyond that. We're going to just dive right into this because I got a lot I really want to say about this. And genuinely speaking, this poll is bullshit. And I'm going to give you guys a quick heads up here. All preseason polls, when you think about it, are really just guesswork. So on the one hand, we shouldn't look that hard into it because it's preseason. We haven't played any games yet. No one's hit the field yet. No one's even gotten a grass stain on them on a regular game field. But because it's here, we're going to roast it. I don't mind Texas being number one in the country because the coaches all agreed in the coaches poll that they were number one in the country as well. So they're overall number one. I have a problem with Penn State. And let me tell you why. Yes, Ohio State has a lot of uncertainty. Yes, there are a bunch of new players on the Ohio State roster that, quite frankly, we don't know how they're going to play out together as a cohesive unit. But I already have seen what Penn State can do. And, yeah, they're good. Top 5, absolutely. I'm okay with them being 3 or 4 in the nation. But number 2, no. They're not better than Ohio State. And I could be biased saying that. I could be just being a diehard Buckeye. But at the end of the day, they're just not. And I'll give you a good reason why. Drew Allar is inconsistent as hell. Quarterback Drew Allar for Penn State, he is not a consistent quarterback. He will show up for a few games in a row, get on a nice little streak, throw a bunch of interceptions in another game, just absolutely shit the bed against Ohio State or Michigan. Lucky for them, they only have to deal with Ohio State this season as a really tough opponent. I think they also got Oregon too. And then they'll come back at the end, shit the bed in the Big Ten championship, shit the bed eventually in the playoffs after Drew Allar goes fucking missing for 2 out of the 3 games they played. Having to rely on their defense to save their ass, which is really good, especially now that Jim Knowles from Ohio State has come over to Penn State as the defensive coordinator. So I honestly want to just get you guys' thoughts on this. I don't have Squid to bounce off my shit tonight. So this is going to be a very, very interactive stream with the audience. Illogical Canadian for 5. You get money because I'm happy today. Shout out to Illogical Canadian for hitting 500 subscribers on his YouTube channel. Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate the 5. All right, so let's get into some of these questions that you guys have here. I kind of want to really get into this. Okay, Red, stop. Drew Allar isn't consistent. He had no one to throw to last year. Honestly, doesn't matter if you got a good wide receiver or not. If your wide receiver has decent enough hands to catch the football, you should be able to put the ball anywhere you need to if you're a good quarterback. Tom Brady didn't always have Randy Moss on the New England Patriots, right? So I think that's a common excuse for quarterbacks that are really just – they're good, but they're not great. They're not legendary. You don't need to be a great quarterback to go all the way to the championship, but that's just my opinion on the matter. Let's go ahead and go to here. This horrific poll highlights LSU number 4 and Ohio State number 6 in your opinion. Let's see here. I don't know. I don't really trust anything Brian Kelly's cooking down there in LSU, and I haven't for a long time. Dude's a hack. He's a fraud. He relies on the good work he did at Cincinnati God knows how long ago now. Sure, he had a couple of good years in Notre Dame because it's fucking Notre Dame. They're always going to be at least somewhat reputable in their games, but I don't see LSU as hanging around and being in the I don't think they're going to be in the playoff hunt come the end of the season. There's too much. The SEC will cannibalize itself again, and all these teams are in the top 25 right now. They won't be there at the end of the season. Let me see here. Okay, so one other thing that I kind of find funny here is just how much hype is around Clemson right now. Number 4 in the nation, Clemson. They are currently above Georgia, who is currently just above Notre Dame and just above Oregon. Kind of shocked that Clemson is getting this much hype. I know Their quarterback is supposed to be pretty good this year, potential Heisman candidate, yada, yada, yada. But that's kind of, being the king fly on a pile of shit. The ACC is such a bad conference right now. After Clemson, let's see here. Miami's your next team at number 10, which that's a complete fucking joke. Miami shouldn't be number 10 in the nation. The dumbasses who voted for Florida State need to be exposed by the public. You're goddamn right. Turns out Florida State somehow got some goddamn votes. You see others receiving votes there in the bottom right corner of the poll. Florida State got votes. I think it was they got a total of 8 votes to be in the top 25. For what reason? Thomas Castellanos? Are you shitting me? What the fuck did he do last year besides get hurt, play like shit, and then fuck off from Boston College at the end of the season, before the end of the season, actually, because he got benched because he sucked and he got hurt. It is ridiculous. No, they're nowhere near top 25. They'll be lucky if they go 6-6 this season. They got to play Florida in the swamp. They got to play Alabama to open the season. I mean, good freaking luck with that. I'm still like, Florida State's just trying to make sure their coach stays on the job at the end of this season. That's the big thing. I got a whole new episode of As the Dope Birds coming out very soon to go over the preseason. Hint, hint. And it talks very much about Florida State, but no. Who the hell put Memphis in the top 25? I don't know. I don't disagree with Memphis. Memphis has a lot of good pieces there. They could make a dark horse run for that group of 5 playoff spot. I still think Boise has the advantage, and they're probably going to be going back again next year. But you never know. Season to season, a lot can change, especially in the era of NIL and transfer portal football. So we'll have to see here. Let's see. Who do we have here? Hot take from Anthony Vatillo. Texas UT Junior will lose to OSU, Oklahoma, UGA, in one more game and go 8-4. I honestly don't think that's an absolute hot take, considering that, yes, Texas is a really good football team, number 1 in the nation overall in the coaches in the AP, but the SEC is cannibal conference. You remember how the Pac-12 completely cannibalized themselves at the end of every season, every single year up until they imploded 2 years ago? It's the same shit now with the SEC. The only difference is we got a 12-team playoff, not a 4-team playoff. Therefore, it's going to end up catching a few of the strays of the SEC to get in there. Regardless of how everything else plays out, someone's going to survive. And, of course, because it's the SEC, the poll writers are just going to drool all over any team that wins the SEC championship because, oh, they're so good. Okay. I'm losing my fucking mind over here looking at this damn thing. Honestly, I think of all the teams that are overrated, the 2 teams I think that might be a little too rated high right now is probably Oregon and Miami. I know Oregon's got Dante Moore at quarterback, the UCLA transfer, and everyone's hyping him up really bad. Not to mention Dan Lanning is their head coach, and he's going to do pretty good this year, as he usually does. I'm not saying Oregon can't be good. I'm just saying I don't think they're top 10. I don't think they're going to be in the playoff. If they are, they're going to be an extremely low seed. Mark my words. They got a lot to replace this offseason. Replacement is bad in college football. Replacement is really bad. When you got a great team, a great core of guys that you mold together over 2 or 3 years, you're kind of unstoppable. That's why a lot of people are giving Penn State a benefit of a doubt, because they are absolutely essential to running a great college football program. Penn State has had a really strong core of guys for the last few seasons, led by Drew Lohr, quarterback. Ohio State has strong core guys, and then that core all got drafted to the NFL. Texas, they have a really strong core of guys. Oregon doesn't really have a strong core. They got a couple of pieces at wide receiver and a couple of players coming back on offense, but their defense it's starting over from scratch this year. I don't see them absolutely work in the world like they did last year. They could completely prove me wrong. And trust me, I am not the expert. That might be trademarked, actually. I'm sorry. I'm not an expert in college football talk. I just happen to watch a lot of it and know a lot about it. But that said, Oregon, I think that they are going to wind up being still in the top 25, but they'll be on the outside looking in the playoffs, I think, come December. I think it's going to come down to Ohio State. Illinois, honestly, they're about where I figured they should start this year. Number 12 in the nation, Illinois. And I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, come on, it's Illinois. They always suck." They won 10 games last year, and a lot of the same guys on that team are coming back this year. Their quarterback Altmaier is legit. He's really, really good. They're going to be a problem for Ohio State. There is 3 games that I'm going to sweat this season as a Buckeye fan. It's going to be the Michigan game, just as usual. The Penn State game, good thing it's at home. And then Illinois in Champaign for the Illabuck Trophy. That's going to be a toughie. Speaking of the Big Ten, Bradley Weird says, if Indiana can win 10 games again next year, they have to build a Kurt Signetti statue. Honestly, yeah. If they win 10 games again this upcoming season, build that fucker a statue. He has already done more for that program than Lee Corso did back in the 70s and 80s, which is incredible to think about because that's the last time Indiana was really truly relevant, was back when Lee Corso was coaching it. Indiana's only difficult opponents are Penn State and Oregon. And I mean, yeah, that's it. They got a fairly easy schedule. I could easily see them going 10, 11 wins this year, getting an upset win over Oregon, maybe falling to Penn State, but beating everybody else. Has Brett Bielema ever won a big signature game? That's a great question. Let's think back to his time at Wisconsin. If you ever remember the 3 winners in Madison from my Wisconsin video I made about a month and a half ago, it is absolutely, it's few and far in between, to be honest. Like his signature win, I think in his whole career has been when he was the coach for when he first looped up with Illinois, and he beat Wisconsin with a bad Illinois team. I think that's it. So no, he hasn't really had a signature win. Illinois has been very patient with Bielema. Maybe they give him maybe this is the year and they finally get a break. Who knows? How am I looking at the chat? There's a little small screen on the right-hand side of my computer that I'm taking a look at, and I'm just following along as best I can. We got quite a few people in tonight with Squid out, so I appreciate you guys being here. I know it's kind of weird for you normal Squid Tard viewers, the guys that don't follow me on my channel, to be here, but if you're here, man, I appreciate y'all being here. It's really awesome of you. We got to support the show. I'm doing this to support Squid as much as I am to support my own channel. So thank you. Even then 10 wins again for Indiana. That's absolutely fucking bonkers. You're absolutely right about that. And I think it's going to be great. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Gotcha, didn't I?
Hell. Hello, Squid.
How well can you hear me?
Pretty well. I just realized that my playback is my computer speakers and not my headset. But hey, buddy, how's vacation going?
I'm trying to switch my phone to speaker, but it's not letting me. For whatever reason, it's not letting me switch to speaker. Hold up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, it is what it is, buddy. It is what it is. Appreciate you
I don't know.
stopping by on your own show.
Come on, man. Work with me here.
Oh, hell.
Nope, same thing. I switched to speakerphone, but it's having the same problems.
I hear you.
So, I don't know if you can hear me. You can hear me, right, Red?
Yeah, I can hear you, buddy. You're coming in loud and clear.
Okay, well, we're here at the golf course. I'm getting ready to whoop some ass, first of all. Secondly, I did want to say this. Thank the Lord, Iowa is finally unranked. It's about that time for them to finally stop being so overrated, but they finally went through and did it. I don't know who had Florida State in there, but you're full on potato for that one. Yeah, that's all I can really say. I'll try and get on here later on, but right now I'm literally about to whoop some ass in golf. So I'll give you a heads up once I get into a spot where I can get back on.
You don't have to give me a heads up. Just jump in whenever, buddy.
Yeah, and I don't know why my speakerphone's not working, but once I figure that out, hopefully that'll go well. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later, brother.
Yes, sir. See ya.